Hello, and welcome to Feet Apart TV. I'm your host, Sophy Ochoa. Due to COVID-19, I'm currently coming to you from quarantine in my own home. Today we will be presenting you with some interesting stories about some local people and their lives during these hard times. From what some essential workers are doing to help, to exploring activities you can do to stay occupied while staying home, and many more. Due to COVID-19, many jobs have been affected, but none more than the jobs of our healthcare professionals. Join me as we explore the hard work many men and women in our country are doing to help. Let's meet one of these workers, Eduardo Ochoa, whose job has been greatly impacted due to COVID-19.
Now with the coronavirus, we're trying to concentrate all the patients in certain areas. So we close up several of the clinics are closed now. Everybody's still working, but in different capacities. All the stuff. We call it the labor pool. You get different assignments every week and every day. In my case, it's been pretty steady. They send me, now that they close the clinic, they send me to another clinic where I help. I work as the organizer of the pharmacy. I have several runners. First thing I do in the morning when I get there, they screen me. They check my vitals, they check my temperature, make sure that I don't have any symptoms, make sure that I don't have a fever. Once they clear that, then I go inside the clinic. And my responsibility now is to be in the pharmacy. I have a group of people that we call them the runners. It could be nurses, LVNs, you name it. They get the prescriptions, the medications from the pharmacy, and they take them to the car of the patient. Obviously, you gotta wear your protection equipment to reduce the risk of you getting exposed to coronavirus. So we have two sections. We have a section where we do the intake. So the patient comes into the clinic, they park the car, they walk in, and we have these little tables or booths where they come and they give us their information. Obviously, they keep their distance. We collect it on little bags that we dispose, and then I have somebody running into the pharmacy, putting all the prescriptions inside, have people running into their cars. So that's a different thing that I never used to do, But that's what we do. Everybody's part of the labor pool. The experience that I've been getting is that, we are a big family. We're a big team, and we are, as a group, need to respond to the community. Everybody's helping because we know the ICU and the urgent care, they need support, and they're rotating nurses. Everybody's pitching in. Everybody's helping. This is a serious issue because as the time passes by, we learn more and more about this coronavirus, that it's new for everybody.
So lately, due to isolation and having to be socially distant with everybody, social distancing or whatever, I've taken up new hobbies. For example, guitar, which is, by the way, very hard. It's like learning a language hard. And my fingers hurt. I've been building calluses so that they don't hurt that much anymore. And I made my own pick. What? This is from an ID card from high school. I think this is from 9th grade. I've also gotten really nostalgic. So I've been watching a lot of home videos and going through old albums and just talking to my family more because of it. Because I'm like, oh, I miss them. I miss my aunt. I miss my grandma. I've also been playing a lot with my old DSi XL. The only game that I actually play is Super Mario Bros. I beat the game years ago. You know what? It's pretty hard. I thought it was going to be easy because I used to play this as a kid, but it's not very easy. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, peace. Before we move on, we would like to say thank you to the healthcare workers of the world. We would also like to remind you to check up on your loved ones. They'll appreciate it. With non-essential businesses closed, all gyms are also closed. This is causing many people to find it difficult to stay in shape and motivated. However, for local Azad Estabanante, this has not been a problem. Let's join him to learn how you can stay active too.
Alright, so the first thing I'm going to show you guys is stretching. Stretching is something that I try to do almost every day. It is probably the best thing out of all the things I'm going to tell you. Out of this list, it's the best one. It's the long term. It's like body insurance, kind of. If you do a little bit of it every single day, long term it pays off so much. It's crazy. Yeah, so stretching, any type of stretching you do, try to do a lot of hip stretches and leg stretches. Those are the best. Second thing is home workouts, kind of like core or simple workouts that you can do with just like on the ground or anywhere at home. Super easy. You just need a little bit of space. Mostly like push-ups or like some sit-ups or some ab workouts that I'm going to show you right here. And then third thing, this is probably my least favorite, but it's the most common. A lot of people do it. It's going on a run. It's great for your body, but you do need to pace yourself. And then the last one has got to be just finding like a sport you like and just doing that. With me, it was basketball, and I did this thing where I went to a basketball court and I took as many shots as I could, and I missed as many of them as I could. And the amount of times I had to go get the ball because it bounced so far, it accumulated to like 7 miles. So I was just like, I'm in great shape after that. But that's pretty much it. If you do all of those, you will definitely be a professional athlete, 100%.
There are so many ways to still get your exercise in without the gym. Finding ways to keep in shape will not only help with your physical and mental health, but also help you pass the time at home and keep you entertained and busy. Speaking of passing the time, you could also entertain yourself by trying something new. Perhaps watch a new TV show, read a new book, play a new video game, or even learn a new skill. You can use this time to pick up or learn a hobby or activity you've always wanted to learn. Let's join Jack Holmes as he tries something new.
So for my documentary, I decided to try and do something a little different, something a little fun. So today in quarantine, I'm going to be trying to learn a song and showing my progression along the way. I'll be using my ukulele, and also, if you can see it back there, that's my trumpet, which I have not really learned how to play very well, so we'll see how it goes. I had decided to play the theme from the new hit game Animal Crossing New Horizons, which in this time of quarantine and isolation has been helping to keep a lot of people sane. So I thought it would be a good choice because it's made a lot of people happy, and it's actually made me quite happy too. The tune features a trumpet, which I just so happen to have. I just also happen to not be so very good at it. My neighbors agreed, and I swiftly got a noise complaint. So after that, it was time to switch to a different instrument, a little quieter. The melodica happened to be the instrument that I had, and that worked out the best. With lots of practice and help from an app called Acapella, I was able to record multiple takes and play them over each other very easily. It ended up pretty well, in my opinion. This tune has been a song that has sparked joy in the hearts of many people during this time of isolation and sadness. For TV1, I'm Jack Holmes.
Whether you want to learn a new skill, a new language, a new instrument, or something else that is fresh for you, you can come out of quarantine a more skilled and more knowledgeable individual. While stuck in isolation, you may start to feel lonely. Odds are the ones you care about feel the same way. Our correspondent, Sammy Goyal, had an idea to cheer up not only herself, but her friends as well.
Hi, my name is Sammy, and with everything that's been going on, we haven't been able to go outside. There's been a lot of negativity and fear going on in this world, and so I wanted to figure out a way to spread some positivity to a few people who mean a lot to me. After looking around my house to see what I could do, I found some canvases, paintbrushes, and paint, and decided to create some positive paintings to deliver to a few close friends of mine. With so much bad going on in the world, it's been hard to stay positive through it all. Everything changed so quickly. For some of my friends, it hasn't been so easy to stay at home and adjust to this new life. So I wanted to show these people some appreciation and send them some good vibes. For each painting, I drew an object that was connected to a memory between my friends and me, and then from there I added a motivational pun to hopefully make them laugh a little bit. It was really fun to make all these paintings, and I made a total of 9, which took about 7 hours. After I was done with each painting, I made sure to sanitize them and keep them very clean, and then I went off to deliver my paintings. Because of social distancing, I had to be really careful, so I wore gloves and I made sure to sanitize my hands, the gloves, the camera, and the tripod before and after each delivery. When I got to my friend's doorsteps with the paintings, I dropped it off at the doorstep, and then I walked more than 6 feet away and then called them to come outside.
Oh, you made Sammy! No, what?
Of course.
I'll frame it for
Sammy Goyal! I love you. Thanks, man. It was really nice to see everyone and hopefully bring them a little joy. These people have been there for me for the past couple of years and really do mean a lot to me. Quarantine just happened so quickly, and with all the bad news going on and events being canceled, it's just been hard on everyone. So I just wanted to send a little reminder to stay positive and to just think about the good things that are still there and to celebrate the good things that are still there.
While participating in any activity outside of your home, whether it be delivering something or running to the store, it is extremely important to follow the CDC's health guidelines. Wash your hands for 20 seconds with hot water and soap frequently. Keep at least 6 feet of distance from others, and if possible, stay home. As of May 9th, 2020, there have been over 1 million recorded cases of COVID-19 in the United States, resulting in over 65,000 deaths in our country alone. To help eradicate this global pandemic, the CDC recommends that you quarantine yourself, if possible, and wear a cloth mask if you need to go out in public. If everyone does their part, we will be able to eliminate this disease together. But separately, well, that's all we have for today, folks. I know that these times are so unpredictable, but from all of us here at 6 Feet Apart TV, we hope that you and your loved ones are staying safe. I'm your host, Sophy Ochoa. Thank you for joining us on this segment of 6 Feet Apart TV. I hope that you all have a great night.
Hello everyone and welcome to 6 Feet Apart TV. I'm your host Axel Vivero and here is your quarantine news update. Happy Mental Health Awareness Month as we hit the month of May. The United States federal stay-at-home order is finally complete. It is now up to each state governor to decide what to do next. Here in California, as of May 1st, 2020, Governor Gavin Newsom says we are very close to slowly opening up certain businesses if people continue to stay at home. Although many continue to protest the closing of all beaches, especially here in Orange County. While the protest to go out continues, the good news is many outdoor activities are beginning to open back up, including golfing, volleyball, and badminton with those who are part of your household. For the full list of activities and more California updates, go to www.covid.ca.gov. On today's shows, we have 4 incredible stories to share from our studio team here in the comfort of our homes. COVID-19 has impacted us all. We as a team wanted to give you an update on how it has affected us. I myself have been trying to live a normal level life with my family and 2 dogs, Izzy and Cinnamon. Here's an update from my home. Another day in self-quarantine. Let's see what I'm doing today. Okay, I'm gonna have breakfast, then be on my computer for a bit. And it looks like I have some chores to do. Vacuuming the house shouldn't be that bad. Then after I vacuum, I'm gonna have lunch. And it looks like I do have a bit of homework after that. Maybe I'll play on my Nintendo Switch after that. Then, maybe after dinner, I'll play a board game with my family. During this self-quarantine, the only time I get to go outside is to walk my dogs. My dogs are pretty happy that they get to go for long walks every day. Now, one good thing about this quarantine is that I have a pool. Now, the pool's still a little bit cold to go in, but I also have a jacuzzi that's all heated and ready. So, that's a good way to pass the time during this quarantine. During this quarantine, I really love to spend time playing on my Nintendo Switch in my garage. Time to play. So far, self-quarantine isn't that bad. In fact, one thing that's cool about it is that my brother is staying home for the whole semester, so I get to hang out with him sometimes, whenever he's not busy. But there are some things that I miss, like going to the gym. I used to do Zumba a few times every week at the gym. I also can't go to the store whenever I want and buy some stuff anymore because my family doesn't want to take any risks of going out. So my parents just go shopping once a week and try to stock up on many stuff as they can. I also miss going to school, especially going to the clubs that I'm a part of. And I kind of also miss going to the classes because I can't even see my friends at their classes. I can't even have friends come over at my house anymore because of this quarantine. Well, hopefully this quarantine will be over soon, and after that, things will go back to normal. While you may be missing certain aspects of your life, remember to continue to do small things you like each day. And of course, be kind to your family. Let's take it to Jacob Yorba next and see what home life is like for an introvert. You could say in his PSA skit, introvert versus the world, it's been more of a paradise to be at home. So grab some popcorn and enjoy the screening.
Walk this way, talk. Whoa, hold on. Did I read that right? Oh my God. This is crazy. This changes everything. I mean, hell, I already didn't go out that much. Now I just will have a permanent excuse not to. Well, this won't be that big of a change. Well, since I'm gonna be here a while, better get some overdue spring cleaning done and dust off these records. And perfect. Well, let's see. Play guitar or cat puzzle? I'm thinking guitar.
Stuck in quarantine, but that's just how I'm gonna stay cleaner.
Hey, what are you doing? Those hands ain't clean. I am not answering that. God damn it. I swear, I can't even touch my face without having the... I guess, alright, that works. You know, this really is, like, almost close to the real thing. Just less sand and less germs.
Yeah, I know, I love staying inside. I mean, dude, it's terrible. I miss parks and nature.
No better time than now to catch up on a series. I mean, they're not that dirty, right? Just, come on. Nah, don't do it. Restrain yourself, boy. Come on. Just wash my goddamn hands again for the 100th time. Well, I guess there's one positive. My hands are gonna be so clean I can maybe be a hand model once this blows over. Ooh, maybe scratch that. Looking like a straight prune covered in sugar powder. Oh, come on, I just washed these. No Rona today! I swear, I'm sounding more and more like Joe Pesci in Home Alone every day. Alright, that should be clean enough. Wait, that was the length of 2 happy birthdays, right? One more squirt can't hurt. Could be worse.
Remember, being stuck indoors isn't as bad as we perceive it to be. Continue to wash your hands for at least 20 seconds and stay at home unless it is essential to go out. For more information on how to stay safe, please visit www.cdc.gov/coronavirus. Next up, we have Stephanie Arnoldo. Living at home has given her the free time to share her experiences with us every day. Let's take a sneak preview on Stephanie's daily vlogs.
Hey guys, so for those who don't know me, my name is Stephanie Arnoldo, and for over a month now since being stuck in quarantine, I have done daily vlogs on my Instagram to spread positivity and happiness to my friends and family over this pandemic. It's been a lot of fun and a lot of interesting, unique ways to kind of keep myself entertained, mainly within the house. And so here's a sneak peek of kind of what I've been up to and what I continue to be up to until this quarantine is lifted and we can all continue back to our normal lives. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this little bit, and here's a sneak peek. Hey guys, so I am back with a compilation video of all the vlogs I have done so far throughout this pandemic outbreak. While some are weekly, like digital trivia nights with my fellow cast members, or a fun dance assignment for modern dance, most are just random ideas, like reading my favorite book, or looking at old artwork, or even creating a backyard photo shoot by myself. Other times, it's helping to support other artists by doing unboxing videos, singing and dancing to specific songs, or simply wearing an artist's merchandise. You know, like that. Of course, there are some days I keep things very simple, like explain what I'm grateful for, or that I'll be in a onesie all day watching a movie to disconnect from social media, because it's important not to be connected all the time too. Even though we're all apart, we're all in this together and will ultimately come out stronger and more grateful for everything we have. While I cannot wait to physically hug you again, until that day comes, please stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, and most importantly, continue to have hope and positivity that we will all be together physically again as soon as possible. I love you guys so much, and I can't wait for that day to arrive. Until then, you'll keep seeing me on these vlogs every day. Okay, bye guys. So once again, please check out my Instagram. My handle is Arnoldo_KMF. So ARNOLDO_KMF. And the KMF stands for Keep Moving Forward. and I hope you all continue to keep moving forward throughout this pandemic, and I'll see you when we're all able to be free again. Love you guys.
Every day can be a day to spread positivity. If you or anyone else needs help during this time to stay positive, please reach out, and remember, it is okay not to be okay. Hope for Today and other nonprofits can guide you to find resources if you need help mentally. Please visit www.hftd.org/findhelp, or for a quick access text line, text the word HOME to 714-714 to connect with a crisis counselor now. And finally, we have Samuel Price. We visited him from both at home and in studio, as he has been working endlessly with his team of 10 to get the City Harvest Church in Aliso Viejo, California online. Here is our studio crew members, Kevin Perry, Sammy Goyal, and Stephanie Arnoldo, who interview Samuel on his journey so far.
Hey everyone, I have Samuel Price here with me, who's actually one of the creative leaders at the media department at City Harvest Church. And I was wondering, Samuel, how did the COVID-19 virus affect the way you guys worship at church, attend church, do the media, etc.?
Yeah, Kevin, that's a good question. Like over the last 2 weeks, everything has changed. Like we used to meet in person on Sundays and like throughout the weeks, but like everything's changed. We're completely online.
How was the process of putting the church service online?
It was a 2-year planning that we like hadn't finished and had to squash it down into those 2 weeks. So we literally had to do everything from buying every single piece of equipment. Like sourcing things was like incredibly difficult. All the main like B&H, which is like a company that sources all like cameras and everything like this, shut down. All of these sort of major stores that like would sell us stuff all shut down at one time. So I like had to I was like researching, trying to contact new people, like trying to find someone that has this equipment and that can get it to me in 1 week's time. So we ended up getting the equipment in. Basically, we spent about 3 days building this whole system, putting up cameras, rigging the whole studio, building stages. We had to wire everything. We had to fill it all in. And then you've got like hours of troubleshooting. Like something doesn't connect with this thing. And like everything has to work in a certain order. Otherwise it doesn't work at all. So it really took a lot of troubleshooting and a lot of like thinking on your feet. So I think overall, like us as a whole team, and then the whole team had to like learn a whole new system in 1 week. So you've got like 7 people that are learning an entirely new system for 1 week, to get everything ready and make it look professional. So it was really intense, but I think overall we kind of grew as a team. We learned a lot, and like we really kind of the whole media team kind of went to another level, which was great. But was kind of a jump and a stretch. Yeah.
With this whole situation, overall, do you think it's benefited your church that it's happened? Because you seem to like venture out in all these new directions, and you seem to be contacting a lot of people through a really cool way.
Overall, we're now reaching more people than we've ever reached before. We're reaching them in a more creative way. I think overall our team has come closer together. We've actually met more people than we've ever done before. So I think overall it's gonna bless us in a long-term way.
One of the areas that we had to overcome was how do we keep people safe and socially distanced. This was managed by people would only come to church to film, they would go home, be with their family, and then go to the grocery store. That was the full limit of their exposure. We also kept around 6 or more feet of social distancing, and this helped us to be able to still film, still create our services, but keep safe and socially distanced.
Do you think this will change the way you do church long term?
Yeah, I think like it's going to completely change the way we do church long term. As in, I think we'll end up like integrating this into how we do church. We may not just like meet on a Sunday, like maybe one service during the week, 1 weekend during the month, we'll actually do an online service.
Since going online, CHC has been able to reach over 1,700 followers from around the globe. It goes to show with a clear vision, anything is possible as long as you continue to encourage your team and think outside of the box. For more information on where to access these live streams, go to chcus.org or follow them on social media at chcus for all social media platforms. Thank you again for tuning in to 6 Feet Apart TV. I'm your host, Axel Vivero, logging out from home, and we will see you next time.
Hello and welcome to 6 Feet Apart TV. I'm your host, Jacob Shapiro. During this time, we are currently experiencing a worldwide pandemic. COVID-19 has spread rapidly amongst the world, which is why today I get to host to you live from my home. While some routines stay the same for some during quarantine, that's not the case for our next story. Crystal Uribe was diagnosed with Crohn's disease after graduating from high school where she would get regular checkups. Now, trying to make an appointment with her doctor has become more difficult. She takes us through her day while showing us her new normal. Let's take a look.
I'm not sure what day of the quarantine it is anymore. All I know is that we've passed a month, and because of that, it's allowed me to kind of build a routine, and things are starting to feel a little bit more normal. A normal day for me, I will wake up and then I'll make myself breakfast. After breakfast, I will write in my food journal. I have to keep track of a food journal because I have Crohn's disease, which in simplest terms, Crohn's disease is inflammation in the lining of your stomach. And when I write in my food journal, I will typically try and do it meal after meal. But yeah, so after that, I will start on my homework, and I will try and do my homework outside if the weather is nice enough, and then if not, I'll do my homework inside, but typically that comes with distractions like my sister, and music. And then after that, it depends on how long I've taken to do my homework, but I will start on chores. I will make my bed, or I'll clean my room. I've also been trimming my bangs, which I don't know if this is all a good idea, but it works for now. I've also just been trying to sit outside when the weather is nice enough, just because I'm inside all day, so I think it's important for me to get out when I can. I've also been watching a lot of movies and giving my sister a lot of unwanted commentary, but it's been fun. As much as I've been trying to keep some sort of routine and some sort of normalcy, there have been some challenges. First thing is just health issues. Because of Crohn's, I am considered immunocompromised. So because of that, it's been taking like safety precautions. So when we get packages, it's leaving them outside and opening them outside and sanitizing them before we bring them into the house. Also, doctor's appointments are just not happening for me. It's not easy to do a regular checkup for me on a FaceTime call. Typically go in and see if there's any inflammation in my stomach, and you can't do that online. I will not lie, I did have a bad couple days recently where I just laid in bed and kind of waited for it to pass. Yeah, as much as I do miss going outside and seeing people and having like some sort of routine to my life, I'm very lucky, and I think it's also brought my sister and I a lot closer together, which has been really nice. But yeah, I mean, as much as there is to be upset about, there is a lot to be thankful for and be happy about. But yeah, hopefully this does all blow over soon, and just remember to take care of yourself and take care of others.
As you can see, everyone is dealing with quarantine and struggling to find new normalcy with their new lives. If you would like more information on Crohn's disease, you can find more at www.crohnscolitisfoundation.org. With schools, stores, and most of the world shutting down so quickly, it meant more time to be spent at home. Brody Bogert will lead us through a tutorial on how to sculpt a stegosaurus. This story shows us how our hobbies can help us pass time during quarantine. Let's check it out.
Hello. Okay, so today, what I'm going to do, hopefully, successfully, is I'm going to sculpt a little stegosaurus figure. I've loved dinosaurs for a very long time, and so I'm going to try and, to the best of my ability, show just how I will do that, and let's pray it comes out good and all my efforts are not in vain. Alright, so here I am just roughing out the basic shape of the dinosaur with tinfoil. This is to kind of use less clay. I'm not going to need to do too much shaping on the skin, and so it's easier and just a lot more cost effective to use something like tinfoil to fill the internal void and keep my costs down. I'm just sort of defining the shape, attaching the legs there, making sure he can stand up. Here I am making the scales, kind of the defining feature of the Stegosaurus or the scales, and so I just made a bunch, didn't really know how many I'd need. Here we are roughing him up for the skin texture. Here I'm basically using a scraper tool to make some very deep crevices in him, and then I'm going to later make these a little finer by smoothing them out like you can see here, and then using this brush to get all of the gunk out of the pores, and then eventually making some more fine skin texture by putting my finger over the brush and just smoothing it. Here we are attaching all the scales. So I'm using this ball smooth tool here to basically just attach all these and then smooth them out, and then later I'm going to go in and texture them. Ended up needing more scales, so here I am making a couple more for the end of the tail. And bam, there you go. This took about 2 days for me to fully complete. The second day was about an hour or two. First day I think I spent about 8 hours on it, so it took a good amount of time. That's going to be everything for today. I would highly suggest everybody try this for themselves at home. The clay that I'm using is called Monster Clay Medium Hardness, and you can pick it up on Amazon and have it shipped to your house during quarantine. There isn't a very steep learning curve, and I think just about anybody can do this with enough practice.
Once again, if you want to be able to build this at home, the link for Monster Clay will be presented on the screen for you to check out. That's www.monstermakers.com. Most people have taken to puzzles to try and pass the time during quarantine, but that's not the case with our next subject, Blake Tom. He decided to start renovating his house, and with not much experience, let's take a look at what he has been up to. Let's check it out.
It's been quite challenging since I've been remodeling the whole house. It would be one thing just remodeling and just kind of a bummer, like living through that, but not being able to leave the house has also been kind of hard. The biggest project that I started before this whole thing even started, I was slowly ripping out the kitchen, and then basically right before the quarantine shelter-in-place thing started, I ripped out the whole kitchen. We literally had the sink was still connected, the oven, and the dishwasher. And then I ended up ripping out the sink as well. And so we had a dishwasher that didn't work because there was no sink connecting to it. So it was just an oven. We basically had an oven. And just in general, it sucked being in quarantine, but with no kitchen, that was kind of a bummer. So yeah, I've just been playing video games and watching Netflix and every subscription that I have, and working on the house, which has been pretty cool. I mean, I wish it was under better circumstances, but it's been pretty cool learning a lot more stuff, how a house is even built and kind of stuff like that. So then I got even more bored after I kind of finished. We've pretty much finished the kitchen, just a couple little things left to do. So I started building a half pipe. Yeah. The kids next door, they built a quarter pipe probably a week ago, and it was pretty cool, and I was like, you know what, why not? Let's build a half pipe. Yeah, so that's going pretty well. It started raining, so that sucks. So I don't get to really finish it. My wife has been living at home, or not living, been working at home, and that was kind of a bummer. But yesterday we finally got her office all fixed up and ready to go. So she is all set in there. So she's working in there. It's actually pretty nice. Turned out really well. And she loves it. So she's got her own little space to do all her crafts and stuff like that while I'm hacking away outside on a half pipe that is way too big, by the way. It is 24 feet by 8 feet. So that's been kind of crazy, and I don't really know exactly where I'm going to put it yet, but it is pretty cool. So
This is a reminder to make sure and social distance with one another. Blake and his neighbors might be comfortable with each other, but that doesn't mean you and your neighbors are. Please be careful and be sure to social distance at least 6 feet, like 6 feet apart TV. Speaking of social distancing, during this time it's incredibly easy to become nostalgic. With more time at home, it allows for you to look back on footage of time spent with friends and family, people you haven't seen in a while, which is exactly what I, Jacob Shapiro, did. I took some old footage and some new footage and put it together to create a story to share with you. Let's take a look.
So due to COVID-19 and other social distancing regulations, I have been secluded inside. And for most people, hey, that's probably cool and fine and great. But for me, I'm struggling because I really miss my friends. And I miss a lot of things that I don't think we're going to have anymore, even after all this is over and done. To bide my time, I've been watching movies. I've been watching my favorites from last year, and my favorites from the year before, and my favorites from just kind of whenever. Here are a few right here. Just kind of going over the things that I enjoy during this time that I have to enjoy them. And I've been trying to keep my mind off of everything that's been going on. Playing Dungeons & Dragons online has helped. There's been a lot of good times there, but it's not the same. Being in one place with a bunch of people and just having fun and creating and just being there. I think my biggest hope for when this is all over is just finally being able to hug my friends again.
I have continued posting vlogs to my social media pages, including @completely_serious_ on Instagram and my YouTube channel, Completely Serious, on YouTube, where I have also additionally posted 2 vlogs. I am currently working on a 4th. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you got a little glimpse into how different students are dealing with this quarantine. We'd like to thank those who provided their stories and being open with their experiences. I'm your host, Jacob Shapiro. Thanks for watching, and from all of us at 6 Feet Apart TV, stay safe, stay healthy, and take care of yourselves. And I sincerely hope to see you all soon.
Hello, I'm Kevin and welcome to this first episode of 6 Feet Apart TV, coming to you live from quarantine from our Orange County homes. Today I have a group of stories to tell you, showing us how everyone's making the best of our time in this odd situation. Some of us may draw, maybe play guitar, hang out with the family, or even build mini bikes. Our first story today comes from my friend Iris. Iris, who worked at an optometrist, was unfortunately furloughed from her job. That means that she wasn't necessarily fired, but she could no longer work for pay. Fortunately, she has found tranquility in her new passion to draw. Now, I'm going to show you a video produced by Iris herself of her kind of going over her dealing with this situation. How this current state of the world has changed her life, her routine, and also how she finds peace in these new times. So let's take a trip and check out her story.
Quarantine so far hasn't been the easiest, but I can't say it's been terribly difficult either. At the moment, I'm actually getting ready for work. As an optician, I count as an essential worker, and so far, life's been pretty normal where I go to work, go back home, do my schoolwork, so on and so forth. As I made my way over to work, it was really just weird to see how empty the plaza was where I work at. Generally, this plaza is just full of people, especially because of the marshals there. So it was just very dystopian-like walking around it, especially with how overcast it was. This day would actually prove to be my last, as the acting manager who came to help us out would essentially pull me aside and tell me that I'm being furloughed, which means that while I am being laid off, I do still have my job. It was hard not to feel down after my work shift, especially as I made my way home and saw the closed signs and the empty streets. So my anxiousness was gradually rising, just as every day passed, to be honest. But arts and crafts has always been a comfort hobby of mine, so to ease my mind, I grabbed some supplies and basically got to work. Bullet journaling especially has really helped me out. It's been a big distraction for me whenever I felt particularly stressed or had a bad day. But it doesn't have to be just bullet journaling though. Painting, writing, any type of creative outlet or creative hobby, I find really eases my mind. It relaxes me, and it helps me get through the day if it's getting particularly hard. So I found myself really clinging to these hobbies during this time. Since then, I've basically been taking it one day at a time and just trying not to overwhelm myself with everything that's going on right now. I've really just been trying to appreciate every small happy moment I have, whether it's with my family, my friends, or even my pets. And I hope everyone else has been too.
Wow, that was a really cool video. Thanks, Iris, for giving us a little peek into your routine. It was actually pretty interesting to see. I'm hoping that hopefully other people can kind of follow in your footsteps and maybe seek out a new passion to take the mind off of times, something to focus on. But otherwise, that was a great video, and good luck with the job. Now to move on to a lighter subject, I would like to introduce to you three of my friends, Calvin, Ross, and Luke, the three members of the Smokin' Hot band, the Happy Fits. Although they really didn't start off as friends, their love for music eventually brought them together to form a band now listened to by hundreds of thousands of people, which is crazy. Now tune your guitar, tighten your snare, and rosin your cello bow as I introduce to you the Happy Fits.
Hey, we're the Happy Fits, and this song is called Best Tears.
At the light, that's where you're going to. Just keep moving and grooving to the sound of the beat. You'll get there in time as you stop your feet. You smile and dry those eyes, so all the girls and bad boys made you cry. Well, you know you're the best years of your life.
Wow, such a great performance. If you guys want to find out more about the band or simply watch out for tour dates, make sure you follow their Instagram at The Happy Fits. And for you, Calvin, Ross, and Luke, I give you a thumbs up. That was great. Thank you guys so much. Now, I don't know how to play the cello, frankly, or the drums, or even the guitar. So I said, hey, I should probably use my time in quarantine to learn a new skill. And inspired from The Happy Fits, I thought maybe I should give a shot at guitar. But I wanted to really challenge myself, so I was thinking, like, maybe I should, put a time crunch on it. So I was like, okay, maybe in 7 days. So I challenged myself to learn guitar in 7 days. Can I do it? I don't know. Roll clip.
Quarantine. Some good old self-isolation. You can't see your friends, you can't go outside, you really can't do much. Or can you? See, after sitting in my room for like 17 hours straight, I began to think, I should probably do something meaningful with this time. And with that, my quest to do something meaningful with my time began. And with a quick flash of lightning, a book of things I've never tried fell from the sky. I opened it up, pointed somewhere in the middle, and bam! I've decided, since quarantine's given me all this free time, that I'm gonna learn guitar within 7 days. I'm going to attempt to learn guitar within 7 days. So I quickly hopped on a Zoom call with the lead guitarist of the Happy Fits.
Hi everybody, I'm Ross from the Happy Fits, and I play guitar.
Hey Ross, so exactly how long have you played guitar? Long time, short time?
I've played for 9 years. I started when I was 12.
So I'm trying to learn guitar within 7 days. Do you think I can do it?
Yeah, I think it's possible. I mean, you won't know everything in 7 days, but I think you'll be able to play something in 7 days and feel comfortable about it.
Okay, so for you, what was like the hardest part of learning guitar? Because like I know it's gonna be really hard for me, but what was like your stumble, your setback?
Still, the hardest part is like when I'm playing live is taking a solo and hitting all the notes in the right scale for the right key signature. It's like that's the most nerve-wracking part to me.
If you could give me like a couple tips, like what should I focus on?
I think taking the time to memorize where all the notes are on the fretboard, that's a good first step.
All right, man. Thanks so much.
Yeah, good luck. Yeah, I'll hear for you in 7 days.
All right, perfect, man. Thanks. Peace.
Peace.
So I grabbed my guitar, did my very best at tuning it, and then I began to practice. Emphasis on practice. I don't want to bore you with all the in-between stuff, so I'm going to skip straight to the end when I'm finished with my practice. So this is me, 7 days of guitar practice, no previous experience. Thank you.
For this full week, I've learned a lot. First and foremost, the guitar is really hard, especially the part just not having calluses on your fingers to play chords. Your fingers get really raw and become painful, and then you like stop feeling them, and then it's hard. But I learned a couple chords, a couple songs, a couple riffs, and overall I'm pretty impressed. So I'm gonna show you a little bit of what I know. So here's "Freaking Out the Neighborhood" by Mac DeMarco. I think this is called "Cigarette Daydreams." I also learned a couple scales. Overall, it's pretty fun, pretty challenging, so I'm gonna keep playing and see if I can hopefully get better. Thank you. Oh, back so soon. Obviously I still need a lot of practice, but hopefully as time goes on, I'll get better. Ross, thank you so much for the interview, but otherwise, I guess the show's gotta go on. Next, I want to move on to how my friend Jamal was dealing with the coronavirus. Originally, when quarantine was in effect and this really all started, Jamal was in New York, in a place where, coronavirus was really concentrated. Thankfully though, he made it back safe. So let's check out how Jamal was dealing with this whole situation.
So here's what happened. I went to New York right when this first started.
It's just another day in the neighborhood. Just another day I'm feeling good.
Joining New York, just like, normal New York stuff.
New York street cuisine right there. Look at that. I'm about to tear that to pieces.
But I was there for my grandmother's funeral. The thing is, if my grandmother had been buried 1 week later, she wouldn't have been able to have a funeral. So I get back to South Orange County.
Back in California.
Ready to go back to school. We go back to school for about a week, and then spring break comes, and then they tell us, don't come back. So I go out, everything's closed. Everything is closed. Everything's locked down, and the beaches are closed. My record store I like to go to is closed. Everything. It's only delivery. You can't eat at restaurants and stuff like that anymore. No movies, no nothing. But throughout all of that, I'm still able to have a little fun. Like I hook up with my boys, you know, I wear my mask. I'm getting a bike built. Plus I got a dirt bike, we've been working on it. I'm getting a mini bike built, so I go over there to check the process of that, see how that's going, and also have some fun riding around and playing on the bikes. And also, I have a friend who owns a record shop, and he lets me in. Sometimes they get vintage gear. I like to collect vintage music equipment, old recorders and records and things of that nature. So sometimes when they get stuff in, they give me a call, and I'll go pick it up if I want it. You know, other than that, I just hope that this all has a happy ending.
Well, Jamal, I'm really glad you made it back safe, and I'm hoping you're continuing to stay safe out in these daring times. But next, I want to move on to the story about my friend Ian. Ian is a Saddleback student who is doing something that we should all really be doing right now. With coronavirus showing us that life is really short, and in some cases super short, we should all be hanging out with our family and letting our loved ones know that we love them. Ian is doing just exactly that, hanging out with family, walking the dogs, playing with Nerf guns. Super simple, but something we could all be doing. So let's check out Ian's clip.
Hey everybody, it's Ian and welcome to my quarantine. As you can see, one of the things I have not been doing during this whole thing is cleaning my room, although that is something I want to get to. What I have been doing though is spending time with my family, and that, of all things, is actually kind of a silver lining of this whole quarantine, self-isolation, or isolation issue, is that I get to spend time with my family more because my dad works away from home a lot and I don't get to see him very often, plus with school and whatnot I don't get to see my siblings and parents. So this actually has provided me an opportunity to spend time with them and bond with them. Here's some of the things that we're doing. My family and I like to go on walks together.
Not now, where I can't reset it.
And a family walk. We all do a bit of yard work too. Me, my mom, and my siblings play some board games too.
Hold it for your sister. Oh, it was spin.
My brother and I do a little bit of hurdle training.
Sit! Go!
Also having gunslinging showdown.
Ah! Dang it! I missed it every time! Cracking machine gun fire!
So, for me and my family, that's one positive about this whole thing, is that we get to spend time together and we get to see each other more often, because usually we don't get to spend a lot of quality time, just the occasional vacation or activity over a weekend. So I think that's what everybody should be doing, is spending more time with their family, because who knows when we'll get this much time with, you know, your families in the future. So spend it wisely, stay safe, and try and stay positive. See you guys.
Thank you, Ian. Your video was great. I really enjoyed it. And I also want to give a big thanks to the Happy Fits. Thank you guys so much for your performance. It was amazing. I really enjoyed it. And to Ross for your interview in my segment. On a final note, I know it's really hard to get mental help when you're practically trapped indoors. So if you're struggling with anything from, you know, anxiety, depression, or anything in between, I have a phone number for you to call. This is the number to the crisis hotline for mental health, and the number is 844-549-4266. They have loads of ways they can help you, so it wouldn't hurt to call. And yeah, again, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a fun time doing this. So yeah, Kevin is out. Bye guys.